This podcast is brought to you by the Podtower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show. Tap timer to drop marker. Why would I want to drop a marker?
Yeah, I normally want to hold.
Aren't you supposed to use this to draw pictures?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. I almost forgot. I was like, wait, as my hands are like coming toward each other for the first clap in slow motion, my brain, there's something else you do. Oh, do it 2 more times.
Nearly missed it, but you made it. Good job, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks. Unlike my good job of saying the name of the next episode that we're watching at the live show.
Oh, let's talk about that.
I try to figure out like a succinct way to describe this, but also, and I'm also realizing I've been waffling on whether I say succinct or succinct. So we had this discussion like 100 episodes ago where I said succinct and you called me out on it, and then now I think about it every time. But anyway,
just succinct, man.
I suck a zinc, all right? That's how you remember, that's a really short amount of time because you want to go like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is gross. That's how you remember what the definition of the word is, obviously.
Succinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, a succubus.
Does that also mean that the band is Incubus?
Yes, it just keeps going. There's no end to this.
I love this.
What was I saying? You
were going to talk about Ryan Hipp.
Yeah, Ryan Hipp. What a guy. That's all. At the live show, I said that the next episode was called The Hand of Fate, and everyone went, ooh, in the audience, and we're like, okay, cool. And then you guessed that it was going to be Superman fighting Clock King. It was a whole shebang. We did it.
Mm-hmm. We did it.
And then Ryan Hipp's like, hey, why are you watching that one before the other one? And I'm like, what do you mean? And then it turns out that somehow I wrote down, I think for the first time, maybe I'm remembering wrong, maybe I've done it before, the wrong episode. And I was like, how the hell did I do that? And I think the short version is just that whatever source I was using for the order of episodes had that wrong. But we tracked down various like people like of my level of whenever you go like, how do you remember this stuff? How do you know this stuff? There's blogs out there of like people have written down and tracked based on like VHS tape recordings and TV guides and all sorts of stuff, like day by day, hour by hour, of every TV channel like in existence. That's whatever their broadcast was. And that's what I had been using for this whole podcast up until this point. And I must have used something like that. I have like 5 different ones I was going off of. But what had happened was, I guess The Hand of Fate was supposed to air on October 6th, the next thing that we would be watching.
Okay.
And then for whatever reason got shoved into the weekend instead. And so whatever the next episode that was going to be after that ended up airing before it, if that makes sense.
Wow.
And I had the only way I could figure this out was asking the guy that made the blog, like, so what happened? Because you just have it written down, name of the episode instead of Hand of Fate in parentheses. And I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, yeah, it was going to be that. And then they moved it. So now we're watching a different one. I get to tell you what the name of that is, and you get to get to a sudden guess.
So what you're saying is that we are doing basically what the TV people did. They're like, Hand of Fate. Actually, nah.
Yeah, so I'm just doing the way human beings experience it.
The way Fargon days of the 1900s. Yeah.
Yes, it was all on purpose.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for being so diligent.
Yeah, I mean, and he was like, I feel like this is the 3rd time I've actually to something, and I feel like I don't want to be that guy. And I'm like, no, this was very helpful.
Be that guy.
We have to do it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the episode we're watching today for episode 115 of Jump on the Batwagon is called Bizarro's World.
Oh, we're gonna go check out Bizarro. This is
what's he doing?
This is the introduction to Bizarro. Have we had Bizarro before?
Yes. This is the only reason you know of the character Bizarro.
Oh, no, it isn't.
That's what you said last time.
No. Who's Bizarro?
What?
Which one is Bizarro?
Bizarro's the Superman clone that's imperfect.
Oh, yeah.
What did you think I was talking about?
I don't know, fucking Mr. Spitbutt.
Mr. Spitbucket. Yep, that's him. Now I'm wishing I'd made that joke in the newest video all about him. But what's Bizarro up to? What happened to Bizarro the last time we saw him? Do you remember? Which was the first time we saw him.
He got left in another realm, right? No. That was another Superman.
That's Jaxter and Mala that you're thinking of, I think, in the Phantom Zone.
I'm thinking of the one where like Lois kissed the other Superman.
Oh, yeah, no. That's just Superman in a different world.
No, I don't remember what happened to Bizarro.
They were in the lab in the mountain, and he saved them.
Oh,
and then
he was like,
exploded.
I'm going to hold this while I explode. And they're like, well, I guess he's dead. And then I think I was probably like, well, no, he's not. Because
he's probably not.
He fell in the ocean or whatever.
Because he landed in water, presumably. Who knows?
He was standing in a kiddie pool. He's invulnerable to explosions.
It's his anti-weakness.
How do I need like face, like I need a poster that's like
every new
face name. Like
this is like
Superman. I need like
literally
Superman.
What we're doing with our toddler right now is making him little flashcards of different foods or TV shows or whatever. We just have to do it for our 100-year-old, 40-year-old man here for the podcast.
I need Batman, Superman, Harvey Bullock, fucking
the ones you don't remember, of course.
Broccoli, Wonder Woman for some reason.
Wonder Woman, and then like Cars 2, Toy Story.
Seriously though, I need like a playing card thing for like Batman villains, like Superman villains, whatever, and then I can be like Bizarro. Oh right, Bizarro. Well, not even villains, just like notable characters.
Yeah.
What's the dude's Bibbo Babowski? I need like a Bibbo Babowski card, but I'll never forget him because he looks like Popeye. But anyway, so my guess is going to be that this is the anti-Superman's. You remember the show Bobby's World?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be like that. It's going to be an episode of that, but Bizarro is going to be like clumsily photoshopped over any shot of Bobby.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that. Hi, I'm James from the Watchtower YouTube channel. I'm here to show my good buddy Brian the entire DC animated universe for the very first time from start to finish in the controversial Airdate order, sometimes very confusing Airdate order. So he may view these shows the way human beings experience them in the far gone days of the 1900s. At the time of this record,
10:53 a.m.
Yeah. Superman the series is streaming on Max. It's available on DVD and Blu-ray. If you'd like to follow along, head over to the link in the description. What were you going to say?
Can people tell that I'm Brian, or do I have to say and I'm Brian?
I don't know.
Do you think they know?
I mean, I said I'm James. I'm here to show my good buddy Brian, but Brian is just some like voiceless ghost in the corner, and you're just also here, whoever you are. I'm
Brian.
Yeah. So Bizarro's World first aired Friday, October 10th, 1997, 4:30 p.m. on the WB. This was 1 week after our last episode, World's Finest. This aired number 32 and produced number 30, written by Robert Goodman. Who
Look, you didn't tell people where they can see this shit.
What?
You didn't tell people where they
I said it really fast.
Oh, did you?
So that I could say, what were you going to say? And then you asked if people could tell you were Brian.
My brain completely checked out because I was trying to hold on to the thought.
Yeah.
So what it's like when you're 112 or whatever I am now.
I think how we were like, oh, he's going to be 40 in 6 days, not remembering that would be theoretically the airing of the next podcast episode. Or it was the airing of the next podcast episode. Listening to WF was on your birthday.
Yep.
And then we didn't even think to say that, or I didn't think to say that. Whatever. Bizarro's World, written by Robert Goodman, previously wrote Feeding Time, Buffed Puh, Identity Crisis, and Solar Power. That was a blast from the past. I'm abbreviating things that you haven't even heard correctly enough times to remember what the abbreviation is.
Blizzy from the Plizzy.
There you go. Directed by Hiroyuki Aoyama, who previously directed Two's a Crowd and Ghost in the Machine. Music is by Lolita Redmanis, your guy.
My guy.
Previously composed the music for 7 episodes of btas. I hope that Lolita listens to this at some point and goes like, my guy. Do they know I'm a woman?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, composed the music for 7 episodes of btas, as well as Lasak Part 1, The Way of All Flesh, My Girl, Target, Action Figures, Monkey Fun, Ghost in the Machine, and a shared credit on WF Part 3. And animation is by TMS, who previously animated 7 episodes of btas and the Sega CD cutscenes, as well as 13 episodes of STAS so far. I'm not going to say that many things anymore.
Okay, don't then.
I won't. But would you like to do push-ups or whatever?
Yes.
This is what we do right at this point on the podcast. You can head over to the link in the description to buy us a Yoppie beverage and support the show. We'll give you a shout out in an upcoming episode, and we'll also do a push-up for every $1. So send us coffee for our health.
And we're going to think about
your
you.
entertainment.
While doing
we think about
we
really do. And sometimes it's in a negative way, but
well, I feel like Vitz and Tip Tapricot are like really like leading the charge of Yoppie Bevs. And I do think about that. I'm like, man, I gotta you just do push-ups. You just do push-ups for their sakes, you know?
It's okay because today's come to us from Jack of the Cards.
Hey!
It says, hydrate before you dihydrate. Thanks for keeping me awake during rehearsals. It's a Yoppie Bev, so you just gotta do 5. We do
Sick.
5 push-ups. Sick. No, only 5.
Oh, 6.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3, 4.
I didn't do 6.
6.
Did you do 6? Like a funny guy?
Yeah, I'm funny.
I thought about it. I wasn't funny enough.
Oh, it was. I liked the idea of when we had everybody counting at the live podcast to just keep going.
You like locked eyes with me and then just started doing them like way faster. It was good. It was good. Let's go watch Bizarro's World.
Bobby's World.
I wish I could remember the theme song.
Bobby's World, it's Bobby's World, it's Bobby's World. Bobby's World, it's Bobby's World, it's Bobby's World. Yeah, anyway.
Bobby's World. All right, bye.
Welcome to Krypton. What is it you wish to know?
Who am me? Where am home?
One moment, please. This is your home, the planet Krypton, a majestic world of scientific achievement and prosperity. You are Kal-El, son of Jor-El. Your father was a world-renowned scientist and member of Krypton's ruling council. An only child, you were born shortly before the end of Krypton's 7th age.
I'm glad we did the triple, but you know what? Like we're going old school. Back before people could clap 3 times.
Yeah.
Do some syncopated like.
Because we are living in a bizarro world, and I am a bizarro girl.
Wow. The fact that just before the call, I was watching an Instagram reel that used that fucking
Material
song.
Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was weird.
I was watching Superman the Animated Series episode Bizarro's World before we started recording just now. I don't know what you were doing. Actually, you were trying to watch it, and then your TV was like, no, you don't get to watch this, and turned off or whatever.
Who decided that smart TVs are a good idea? Because they're not. Like,
We'll
make
put
the
word
things...
smart in front of it because we want to make sure you buy it.
I can tell this is going to be the thing that I'm going to, like, forever be tracking down, like, 2015, 16 TVs.
Yeah.
Like indefinitely. Like I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, I need to find the biggest TV they made back then, which is a moderate sized TV now. God, this is just so let's add software to our TV. No,
Yeah,
no, you don't need to. God damn it.
I mean, I've always just had an Xbox or something hooked up to a TV if I need it for that purpose. Mm-hmm. But also, I'm a schlub that buys physical media, so I just use that instead. But yeah, it reminds me of like there was a place in Astoria that won the like best pizza in Oregon, and I was like, no, like I've eaten pizza here, and it's not as good as other pizza places even in this town or whatever. And but then we ate pizza there like 2 nights ago. I was like, oh, this is really fucking good, actually. Like I was walking around with the boy in the stroller, and there was like a little hole in the wall pizza place that must be pretty new. I'd never noticed it before. And I was hungry, went in there, got a couple slices, came out, ate it. And then I looked at my phone and saw the receipts that the place had been called Astoria's Best Pizza. And I was just like, what a presumptuous thing to call it. Like, smart TV. Don't worry, it's smart. It'll work. That's the subtitle.
I was wondering what the tie-in was going to be.
Yes.
But I was willing to hear you out.
It was wrapping back around, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like, I think it does make sense to an extent that like, okay, well now your TV just does this thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do it well. I've never seen a smart TV that didn't have some like serious fucking glitches or like motion smoothing that you can't turn off. And it's like, just give me the TV.
I've at least been able to turn that off on any TV I've had, but which is the correct way to do it. If you're listening and you have it on, still turn that off.
Yeah.
But every couple of days I'll go put on Disney Plus for the boy, and it'll just give me like a HTML like error code page.
Yep.
And I'll just be like, what the fuck is this? Like, what do you mean?
That's Alora's TV's been doing that as well. Like while everything is like working, there'll be a little drop down from the right that says like connect whatever to like HDMI 3. And we're like, well, it is, but like whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or I'll get that screen where like everything goes black for a second and then it gives some like error code like, hey, stuff's not working. This is never going to work. And then it just starts again.
Yeah.
You're like, fucking cool, man. Remember when you could just turn on a TV and it was on?
Watch TV. Yeah. I do remember that. It was very neat.
Yeah, good old days.
So Bizarro.
Senyap, senyap.
I did not know where I was going with that.
What you just watched. Senyap, senyap. Take a listen to the synopsis. The short summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
I'm looking at a sticker. You've probably seen it advertised on Instagram and stuff, but I had to buy it. A sticker I put on my water bottle. That's just
says synopsis.
No, it says, "Buy a man, eat fish, he day. Teach fish man to a lifetime." And I feel like that's pretty appropriate to Bizarro's speech pattern.
Very fitting. Yeah. I remember when you got that sticker, you were very happy about it.
Yeah,
as you should be.
And I still am. I always will be. Can you tell me what happens in Bizarro's world, please?
Bizarro not am explode. Bizarro am think is still Superman, kinda. But not really. Bizarro am build Krypton, also am blow up Krypton. Mm-hmm. People in way, Superman throw Kryptonite. Bizarro say thank. Limited run.
Get it back. You got it.
Limited run. Creatures freed from Wank Palace.
Limited run creature.
Limited edition.
It's one of a kind. You'll never find it anywhere.
Superman go spaceship with Bizarro, new planet, Bizarro keeps safe. And
the official synopsis, Bizarro M visit Super. What if, though? They should do that every time. Bizarro, after visiting Superman's Fortress of Solitude, sees the demise of Krypton. Believing this is his own past, Bizarro constructs a Krypton in downtown Metropolis with the intent of Oh, I thought it said with the intent of blow it up. I'm like, maybe they really are doing it with the intent to blow it up in the same manner that Krypton exploded. There was a missile and stuff also. Yeah.
There was a missile.
This was fine. This is a fine episode. I wasn't wowed by it, but
I continue to like Bizarro. He's just a kid. He's a little too stupid to understand his strength, and he's just kind of like, he's not malicious. He's
trying to help, but he doesn't realize that him helping is actually bad.
Yeah.
You kept waffling the whole time of, is he chaotic neutral? Is he chaotic evil? Is he chaotic good? Because the chaos part is pretty obvious, as he's just body slamming buildings and ground and train and whatever.
I think he's chaotic good. I think that's my final answer. He's not doing good things, but to him, he's chaotic good.
He's not trying to be evil. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the general public would see him as chaotic evil.
I mean, nobody else. What do people think when like a slightly fucked up looking Superman just starts crashing into shit? Like that ski lodge at the start, all those people, Superman, but sort of like not, comes bursting through the wall. And people just go like, is that Superman?
Yeah, we never get any resolution about that. They just run out into the snow and I guess freeze to death.
Yeah, that's like the only civilization for miles, it seems, and they're just all hanging out, having a good time.
I got a question for you, Jamie.
Uh-huh.
Is Bizarro incapable of understanding doors?
Maybe he's like has his x-ray vision on all the time and he just thinks he's walking around, but he just happens to walk through things a lot.
But he didn't put Lois through a concrete wall, which I guess is beneficial for her life.
Maybe, he knew she can't go through walls. I guess he's just, I mean, it is really funny though, how often he just very like nonchalantly blasts
through the ceiling.
Things, yeah. And especially the way he's animated doing it usually, where he's just kind of like Superman has his very like distinct like poses with his fist out and his knee up and all this stuff. And Bizarro's just like floating in a T pose everywhere, just smashing into shit. Like he's just in his default position. Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, I like him, and it was really cool to see Superman and Lois working together to like make sure that he wasn't like injured or like I think maybe for the benefit of everybody else, making sure that he didn't make things worse because he wasn't doing anything bad. He's like, oh well, just what happened to Krypton? I gotta blow up Metropolis, obviously.
Yeah, it makes it a lot, I don't know, refreshingly different, I guess. From I do enjoy all the Brainiac, the dark side, the whatever that's just going to be like, I'm going to blow.
Oh my God, can we talk about dark side?
Oh, dark side.
Whoa. He's just standing there. I'm sorry.
Sitting. Yeah. We'll get there. But anyway, yeah, just characters like that actually have like, I'm going to destroy the world. And he's like, no, I got to be Superman.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like, yeah, Superman and Lois and even
they're like, oh, he's gonna destroy the world.
Yeah,
I'm Superman.
Like, they're being really nice to him. They're like, Lois, come with me, and then she's just like, I'd love to. Let's go. This is great, because she knows Superman's gonna show up and fuck him up or whatever. But even fucking him up is like that version of that for him is just like, okay, let's settle down. Let's get out of here because you're too powerful for the situation. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a new type of problem solving.
What are you doing? Why is your cord? What's happening?
I'm fixing all the cords, okay? It's been weeks since it's been plugged in and I fucked everything up.
It looks like you're making it worse, but I guess you're not. You're just wrapping literally wrapping cords around your neck and head.
Look, I don't need this 10-foot cord when I'm 3 feet, not even 2 feet away from the
I have that
interface
issue too. My headphones I'm wearing right now could be plugged in to the soundboard and I would be fine. But if I moved back like 6 inches, it would start tugging on it. So I got an extension cord that is, I think it's also like 10 feet, 12 feet or something like that. So it's just running infinitely behind my desk and then coming out just the amount that I need it to.
Yeah, this one's 10 feet long.
But anyway, Bizarro.
Yeah. Like, it was a good episode. I'm not really excited by it.
Well, and they're like, oh, kryptonite doesn't work on him. New problem. Blah blah blah. There's a little
That was
dog
interesting.
alien.
Also, I was kind of sad about that. Superman being, yeah, I'd suck on this kryptonite. Like, dude, you're gonna like fuck that dude up for what reason? You don't have to be. Like, it was cool. I think it was cool that it didn't work because, like, then they had to actually use more like peaceful means of resolution.
Yeah. Which
With
was
me not being monosyllabic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like it's also just always sort of a cop out when they're fighting Kryptonian villains for 90% of an episode, and you're like, oh, and then they bring out the kryptonite. Oh, what a surprise! Like that's how you're gonna beat them is with the kryptonite, or like when Parasite steals his powers, or any sort of thing where it's like someone that would be weak to kryptonite, please just use the kryptonite now. Like, why would you? And so to get that out of the way, I guess was nice of like, oh, it doesn't even work. Although it's also still then just a confusing, almost cop-out-ish answer of like, why doesn't it work on him? He must be too different. Okay, whatever.
Despite the fact that we were clones, our cellular composition is just different enough, I guess.
Down to his cells, even in his body, are going, me am like kryptonite, actually. They're just had to be
I'm like
backwards.
shiny rock.
Yeah. I mean, I do like that even down to Brainiac orb thing being like, you're Superman. Obviously, I'll show you all the Superman stuff, but it doesn't go like, you already know this. Why do you need to know this again? Well, it doesn't ask him any. It's just one moment. I will show you all the shit.
Okay, then
Whatever.
maybe we need that's not how that works, because if you're right, the Brainiac orb thing is like, hey, yeah, you're Superman. I'll tell you the story again, I guess, you idiot.
Yeah.
Then if that, like the all-knowing sphere is like, yes, you're Superman, then why does kryptonite not work?
Yeah, I mean, his
What's it
DNA
judging
is
by?
exactly the same, except when it's not.
Like, it's not judging his physical characteristics, and if it
No.
is, he needs glasses.
Yeah, it's not an iPhone like face recognizing software. Oh, Kal-El, what has happened to your fucking face? And then he walks
Kal-El.
up. Yeah, Kal-El or whatever he keeps calling
Holy
himself.
fuck!
Yeah.
Wait, what if Brainiac gave him like he
False
like read him? No, what if he like read him properly and gave him the like Bizarro? You know, like this am Krypton.
Yeah, in his Brainiac voice though.
Yeah.
One moment, please. Adjusting parameters. This am Krypton. Krypton am you home. Like just me am shiny globe or whatever he says.
You am build Krypton, then blow up Krypton.
This man am you dada. He's just good.
Maybe that's why the kryptonite doesn't work. He needs a slightly desaturated, slightly rounded over rock.
Yeah, smoother kryptonite. That's what they were missing this whole time. Yeah.
It's kryptonite.
Yeah, kryptonite. Yeah. I think Tim Daly does kind of a fun, like I think he's having the most fun when he plays Bizarro than he's ever playing when he's playing Superman, because like
It's a bold take, Jamie.
I don't know. So far, I haven't I think World's Finest was the only one so far that I was listening to the commentary for Extra Trivs for when we did that, and I was forgotten or whatever, but there was a bit about like how when Kevin Conroy was in the room with him, recording with him, that he just like subconsciously his voice got deeper and he was much more like, well, fuck you, I'm in charge kind of attitude on his line reads, because he was like having to like also like it was a similar situation to the episode where he's like, oh, this guy's been at this for a long time and like he knows what he's doing, and I'm just like, I'm trying my best over here, but I'm just like, oh, I gotta mimic him kind of a thing. And I feel like that was the first and so far only time for me that Superman saying anything hasn't just been kind of bland and whatever.
Yeah.
And I like when he gets to be Bizarro and also just have like a character to do instead of, I don't know, Superman's lines don't feel like they have much weight to them yet to me, I guess.
Yet. Spoilers.
Yet. The dark side. I don't know if I don't know what you think about that, but
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like that was always what I hated, like acting on stage. I kept getting these characters that was just like the director would be like, "Oh, Brian, just like be yourself." I'm like, how the fuck do I do that? Like, give me someone with a weird voice and like crazy mannerisms, and then I'll know how to do it. Yeah, like give me the like, oh yeah, just be yourself. Fuck, dude, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah,
I have no idea. Act like me. How do you act like you? What? That's impossible.
I mean, even me playing myself in reality was like, what do I do? Where do I put my hands? Kind of a thing.
Hello, I'm James.
Yeah, James
I hold my hands next to my face at all times.
I have antlers like moose. I have hand antlers.
Just the whole time of the podcast. Yeah. So what do you think of the Bizarro's world, huh?
You're behind the camera like, he does do that. I've never quite understood. But
I think the one thing that you put into your scripts, which is absolutely your like, I don't know, anime or like cartoon thing. The thing that you put into all of your things is the like look down kind of thinking face thing. Otherwise, I think you're pretty good at that. But yeah, that does definitely, you're like, your characters need a moment of reflection. That's the one.
And then they look up and they realized something. Yeah. It doesn't go as far as to just be like standing there going like, the whole like anyone in an anime that's not currently speaking must be doing it all times. But
yep, just various guttural sound effects.
That's what they call him. This is Tim Daly as Superman / Clark Kent. Delana Daney as Lois Lane. Wait. I can't speak.
Who's Bizarro? Isn't Tim Daly?
No, listen. Tim Daly as Superman / Clark Kent. Dana Delaney as Lois Lane. Tim Daly as Bizarro.
It's
listed twice. And I checked the DVD, I checked the Blu-ray, I checked Max. It just says it twice. I don't think it did the first Bizarro episode. I think he was just listed with Superman / Clark Kent. But I wonder if that's something they have to do or who knows. Corey Burton as Brainiac, Lauren Tom as Angela Chen, Joanna Cassidy as Maggie Sawyer, Joseph Bologna as Dan Turpin, Frank Welker as Doorman, the power of doors.
Dada.
He was, Dada. He was previously Isis, Catwoman's cat. Werewolf effects, Thug in the Demon's Quest, Serpent in the
Was
Main
he
Man.
the Russian version of the cat?
Creature in the Promethean, Evil Creatures in Mixius Pixelated, and Titano in Monkey Fun. He's also the sounds of Crypto, but he is uncredited in this episode.
And you forgot one more.
What?
Tim Daly as Clark Kent.
/ Bizarro. There is one more on here. It's John Rubino as Guard. I think the guy at the start being like, you can't come past this fence.
Good for you, John.
He plays a character named John, and according to Jim, he is Pirate Rats in one episode of Angry Beavers. He is Slick in 2 episodes of...
Okay.
Hey, Arnold.
I thought you were going to say Duckman Private Dick.
No, there's no Duckman Private Dick.
Oh,
but he is Asshole Agent in a 2000 short film called The Shark Tank Redemption. So like, I don't know if I want to watch this or never watch this. He'll go on to appear as a few other minor characters in upcoming episodes as well.
Okay. And Tim Daly
as Crypto. What do you think of Bugsy in this episode? Which is my parents' pug that has been dead for like 5 years now. But
yeah, he did great.
Yeah,
it did sound like him though, didn't it?
Like his like middle face mouth. It's like
that's
triple
an upside down version of the Skags from Borderlands.
One moment, please.
Yeah, you can load that. That's fine.
Oh, it's with a K. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, it is very similar to that. Yeah,
it's exactly that, but their mouth is flat and then down, flat and then up.
But also kind of like those split-faced dogs in Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
Except this one's Bugsy. This one's a small green pug. I do like that we didn't see that in any previous episode where we've seen the zoo like on the Preserver's ship or any other time Superman's just walking around.
We did see the thing with the like
eye
wash station, right?
Oh yeah, the iWatch station, yeah, or that weird little like rhino thing, the like furry rhino thing he's got. But yeah, that's like you would think that this thing that's constantly and running around everywhere would be like more noticeable in previous Superman calmly walking through the thing. It's just so great. My little yeah. Oh my god. I like when Bizarro punches out the windows, like, you don't need to be in here, and you were like, they can't survive in the cold. And only that one furry rhino thing gets out and is just standing there. The rest
Well, that's
of them,
all we see that got out.
I guess so.
It's completely empty.
So it just reminds me something I thought of while we were watching. Bizarro tromps up to the globe. He gets there, and my first thought was Superman showing up later to see the scene and then the camera like pans over slightly, and that same polar bear from the first Fortress episode is just standing there, and he's like, Superman's like, I told you to keep an eye on this. Like, you had one fucking job. And the polar bear's like, I thought it was you, man. I thought you had some work done or something.
Bro, I don't even speak English. What the fuck are you doing to me?
Yeah. And then, you got me. Yeah, like, come on, polar bear.
I know, it is kind of a little like presumptuous. Is that the right word? Presumptuous of Superman to be like, I built these things. They're like perfectly, I guess, climate controlled environments. Yeah. They're totally going to survive in the Arctic. This is cool. By the way, where's the power come from?
Did the preserver have some sort of manual that he stole of like, this is what this guy needs and this is what this guy needs?
Fluffy's on this medication and Bingo needs to be fed 6 times a day.
It's like, you look like a big fish, so I'm going to put you in water, and then water just dissolves it like cotton candy. Fuck! That was the last one. Like, you can't possibly know.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like, where are the food sources coming from? How are they maintaining?
Maybe Brainiac knows somehow, because he also has visited a shit ton of worlds, but he's blown up. Maybe there's a connection. Maybe that's why they're the last of their species, is because Brainiac blew up all the places, and then the preserver Eggy Wrinkles took took the last guy. I don't know. I'm making shit up, but
that could
be interesting.
There's some big questions there.
Brainiac knows how to feed all the lizard people that he crushed with rocks, but he doesn't know. He wouldn't know how to feed fish guy. I don't know.
Well, also, like, how often is Superman going there?
Yeah, good question.
Like,
the news people being like, is it his home? Blah, blah, blah. And we're like, no, he's there like 3 times a season.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I dogs have a slower metabolism than humans, but like, I still feed my dogs twice a day.
Yeah.
I give them like breakfast and dinner. And like, here's Superman with these questionable creatures. Maybe they need to be fed like a snake. It's like once a month. And so maybe he's just like bopping by. But like,
right.
What if the power goes out? He doesn't pay his electrical bill. What if? And if
Bugsy needs to be fed every 5 minutes, there's nobody there doing that. Yeah.
Also, now you're trusting, wait a minute, things are falling apart at the seams here. Now you're trusting Bizarro, who doesn't know how doors work, to take care of this creature, which Superman, knows how to feed.
I thought of that, actually. Yeah. And even if Superman did know the exact way to feed Crypto, Bizarro would forget, or he would do it wrong, or he's
gonna like shove food into his mouth. He's gonna frogwa this freaking Crypto.
He clearly took, it seems clear to me, he took Bizarro to that planet in the rocket, even though it's built for one person. He just sat on his lap the whole time or whatever. And M buckled up, Superman. But then when they get there, it's like, but I'm so empty. Me have seen 2 feet of this planet. I'm so empty. Nobody to protect. And then Superman's like, I thought of that, actually. I thought I would also, like, basically, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like, punish, or like, like, oh my God. When you,
imprison?
No, like, the dog
give me
just
some
has
words.
to like the dog alien has to like permanently live with Bizarro against its will. Like Superman just punishes
Enslaved?
the dog. Yeah, God damn it! I cannot think of the word I'm trying to think of. But like he just forces the dog to just live there now. And then Bizarro's happy, but is the dog happy? I don't know. And did the dog even like Bizarro at all? He just kind of allowed Bizarro to carry him around.
Professor Jamie.
Yeah, question in the back.
I have another question.
The hand raise. Yeah.
So the thing, it's on the planet now. All that.
Yeah.
The building it was in collapsed, and Superman wasn't there to save it.
Superman took Dorman and Lois, and you said, "What about the dog?" And then the building just collapsed and crushed him. Yeah.
But now it's okay.
I guess.
Come on, there's some plot holes.
He just listened for the in the rubble and went and got him. I don't know.
Holy shit. I mean, maybe it's got armor skin. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess it's spiky or whatever. Like while he was going to the missile location, but when he was gone to get the missile, then the dog just crawled out of the rubble and was there with Dan Turpin's car or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fucking he's like, which way did he go? Like this way, like a bullet. And then he's like, that way is the such and such air base where they came, like he went east. There's no other nothing else that direction except a missile base.
East. Yeah. It's another one of those
Like it didn't bother me while we were watching. Like it didn't ruin the episode, but there's a lot to pick apart about this one, I guess.
I know we like watched it. We're both like, okay, it's gonna be one of those episodes we don't have much to say
about it. Yeah.
And now all the questions are coming up.
I'll go through the tiny trivs. Bizarro's World is also the name of a comic story arc taking place shortly after the death of Superman in 1994, in which Lex Luthor and his scientists create an imperfect clone of Superman who kidnaps Lois Lane and tries to pretend to live a normal life with her. I haven't read that comic. I would assume it's in that same realm of stuff that you know about of like, who's going to replace Superman kind of stuff. Like maybe we'll just make one. Oh, we fucked it up. But the original version of Bizarro was also an imperfect duplicate of Superman, who eventually retreated to a distant planet that became known as Bizarro World, which was shaped like a cube where everything appeared essentially backwards and dulled down from the normal Earth. There was like a Bizarro Lois and a Bizarro everybody else.
Are you serious?
And they're just like, angled white versions of the characters. Yeah.
So we're doing the alternate like parallel dimension where everything's a bit wrong, but it's in the same dimension. It's just another world.
Just far away and it's a cube. Yeah. This is like 1950s comic logic, so it didn't have a lot to go off of, but yeah.
Okay.
The name Krypto comes from Krypto the
Currency.
super dog in the comments. Oh yeah. Superman's actual like super dog in early comics was named Krypto. And that's the obvious reference in terms of like a meta thing with calling the Bugsy alien Krypto.
Yeah.
But in universe, what like did Brainiac go like, because he shows him with a little puppy dog when Brainiac's showing him the stuff, but did Brainiac stop to be like, also the dog's name was Krypto? So like, why would he mention that? Or I guess maybe Bizarro asked off screen, because otherwise it's like, how would he do that?
Also, dog am Krypto.
Yeah. Dog am named Krypto if am important information. Thank you. Yeah. As he's holding, what is the dog seeing this whole time as he's holding it, standing there at the orb? Is it like Hamilton, where since he's touching it, he gets to see it also?
I think so.
He
seemed like a little frightened by it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then the last thing I've got is near the beginning of the episode, when Bizarro looks at his reflection in the lake, the logo on his suit isn't mirrored, although it should be. Though likely an error, this may be a reference to the fact that Bizarro's suit logo in the comics is a mirror image of Superman's. It's like a Z.
Yeah, that's a reach.
I don't think it's that. I think it's they accidentally didn't flip it. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be backwards the whole time.
Yes.
And it wasn't. It was just woobly.
It's a good transition into keen effects, though, because
Yeah.
the whole landscape, you kept commenting on the snowy landscape, the cliff landscape, all that stuff. You liked that a lot. And then you took a bite of yogurt at the exact moment where a little smudge of snow fell into the water, and it created like a ripple that made Bizarro's reflection go all blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That was keen. That's all.
It was. It was very keen. I feel like this is another one of those episodes where like sometimes I feel they like ramp up and then quality falls off over the rest of the episode. Because like the start of it was just like so pretty. I'm like, oh, cool. And we're going to get Bizarro. We're going to get some story. This is going to be neat. Like I thought he was gone back to Kansas or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then the rest of it was just kind of like, well, yeah, we're in Metropolis. He's making buildings. He's making holes in buildings and putting pylons up against buildings, and that's pretty much it.
The cliff and the snow and all that stuff was very pretty and very detailed and very... I think I had the thought when you're like, oh, I love the landscapes in this one, was like almost the same feeling we had watching that Killer Croc in the Forest episode, where it's just like, we're not in Gotham, and this is so nice, and it's so different, and I like it, and it's cool. And then they just went back to Metropolis anyway. Yeah.
They could have done something...
Yeah, I guess I agree, because when the missile is headed toward Metropolis, the shots of Superman and Bizarro fighting in the sky, and the camera like will like go past the, very similarly to Man-Bat and the Blimp, the camera will go past the missile in a 3D fashion. There was just a lot of cool stuff going on in the sky. But then it would cut to like as the missiles like headed for Metropolis, and Metropolis would be like a handful of purple and green squares on a dirty tan background, and I'd just be like, you couldn't World's Finest just had like these beautiful views of the night city. I mean, I guess it's easier to make like night city look cool or whatever, but it still was just like, I don't know. It seemed like a last second, like, oh, fuck, we're out of time. Just draw squares. Nobody's going to know on their 11-inch wide TV, you know.
Oh, that's a fair point.
But Bizarro's world, also his planet, looked cool and swirly and weird and big ring planet in the sky.
I mean, it was like, for me, that like one shot we got of like the layout of the land was very much like Lion King holds up Simba and throws him off the cliff, but you see these like
he holds
kind
up
of
Crypto.
But you see just kind of like these like trees kind of go off in the distance, and it was like cool and a little imaginative, but it didn't have that. I don't know. It wasn't as like
it wasn't amazing,
enraptured as
different.
At the beginning.
Yeah. I don't know. Most of the Keen stuff for me just was in the animation itself. There was a good shot with Superman. He flies out of the collapsing building with the people, and he goes like up real high and kind of floats for a second, then starts descending past the camera. And there's a cool like reflection of light that goes across his helmet face, and that sort of weightlessness for a second was really neat. Kind of like the wind is hitting them and all. I was noticing that even with Bizarro taking off, like even though he is just very like, he's not putting any effort into it. He just floats away and then goes. Like his body doesn't like strike a pose or whatever. But he still has like a little bit of, when you animate a bouncing ball, it hits the ground, it squishes, and then it spheres again, and then it goes up to, stretches vertically to go up and all this kind of stuff. Like he had a little bit of that to him, where like his head and chest would kind of lead the animation and the rest of his body would follow after it. And not in a goofy like Wile E. Coyote falling off a cliff way, but like just enough to show me like, oh, there's bones in there, Did
we talk about, oh my God, hold on.
One moment, please. I just want to play that every time.
Was it the still frames of Superman like getting out of the screen and being stretched like crazy?
Do you mean just when he goes fast and he like stretches? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Did that happen in this episode?
No, but did we talk about this on the thing already? Because I think
I don't know, probably like a smear.
Yeah, it was like smearing Superman, so his face is like, oh, it was fucking Cooney, wasn't it?
Who knows, man? I don't know, not me.
Yeah, it's Cooney. Okay, so are you suggesting that's what Bizarro is doing?
Bizarro's doing that in slow motion. He's doing it on purpose, even. Yeah. It's not just a cool trick of the that one in Little Piece of Home is good.
This shit is amazing, dude.
Well, yeah, it's a really good. Dan Reba invented that for this.
Did he?
He came up with how they would show him moving fast or whatever. It was like a frame of him stretched like across the entire screen, and then another where he's like half of that, and then the final snap into place one. It works really well because your brain doesn't really catch it as it's happening.
Oh no, it's like
if you pause frame by frame, it looks really goofy. Yeah.
I want to make more of an effort to see that stuff now. And maybe I'll go back and look at Bizarro and see if his head is like 4 times as large or whatever.
No, well, I'm not saying he was moving quickly. He was just like when he floated, he just like led with his top half of his body, kind of a thing.
God damn it!
Is all I meant
all
by
this.
any of that.
That was a 40-minute detour just for that.
Yeah. Well, I cut it down to 39 minutes. So.
Thank you.
Superman's powers. He didn't have any new shit, did he?
Nope.
He held his X-ray vision longer than I think we've seen him hold it because the camera's like zoomed in on the building. He sees Bizarro walking, then he zooms out and sees Lois and Bizarro. Mm-hmm. Then he looks up and sees the structurally collapsing blah blah blah. And that whole time you're getting the sound effect of the X-ray vision, and I'm like, I heard the loop point like 4 different times in this, where like they're like, shit, how long is he holding this?
How does his X-ray vision work? Do we know this?
No, I don't know.
Is it actual? Like, is he firing X-rays like out of his eyes?
I don't want to spoil something that'll come up later.
Okay,
that we can have this discussion. But.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make a guess. If he's actually using X-rays to see an X-ray, like firing
shooting them
X-rays,
like heat vision,
yeah. Then he's really capable of giving people cancer by looking at them.
Yeah. I think so. That's what we were talking about with Batman last episode. You peaked, and now I have face cancer. Like, thanks.
I guess I didn't really think about that, but now I'm thinking about it, and yeah.
I mean, so he held that a while, but he didn't do anything new or weaknesses. I don't think. I mean, I would like to be able to put like ability to not be weak to kryptonite if he gets genetically modified or something, but I don't know. That's a stretch. Yeah. How strong 1 through 10? Not okay. I would just say that you could take Bizarro's strength as the same as Superman's strength because they're like the same guy or whatever.
Are they?
And Bizarro, well, sometimes when it matters and when it doesn't. Bizarro can throw a missile hard enough that it goes, huh? Oh, I must be going. I got to rocket now. I got to go. So like that's pretty strong.
He's also strong enough to pull like a steel girder out of the ground and asphalt and fold it up on top of a building.
And unlike Superman, who, if he tried to do that for whatever reason, you probably get a close-up of him going, like trying really hard, versus Bizarro's just smiling like a doofus and just doing it anyway. He's like, this is what I do all day. But on the other side of that is theater lights fall onto Superman, and he's, oh, fuck.
Yeah, what the hell, man? I don't get it.
This is before the kryptonite lands there.
I know. And you're just like, oh, there's this animal, and I'm so fucked.
Yeah, and Bugsy jumping on him is enough to knock him over, yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
So I'll give him like a 3.
Wow, it's being very generous.
3 absentee polar bears out of 10.
I'm gonna give him, because of that scene, I'm only gonna give him a 1.
Okay,
I'm gonna give Superman bad, 1 rocket lap rides in a rocket out of 10.
Yeah, 2 Bizarro World. Yeah. Where's Clayface?
Where's Clayface?
There's no obvious Clayface. He could be the snow that falls in the lake, just like how Clayface died twice.
No.
He could be, I don't know.
He could be
There's a lot of like dirt and rocks and dust and shit in this episode, but none of it's like an obvious ooze.
Maybe he's just playing that guard on the cliffside.
Yeah, that's
because like why would anybody be there? Why do you need a guard with a cocked and loaded shotgun
Oh, you're talking about the guy at the start. Yeah,
Yeah, that guy, the
I thought you
beginning
meant
top.
Dorman for whatever reason. Yeah.
No.
Which
not
I also
Dada.
like that guy even. What was that building? Was it a museum? Was it a theater?
It was a Whole Foods.
It was the Flesh Tent. In fact. I was really like, we were doing all our stuff. The live show went really smoothly, all that stuff. Like, it was good. I have no regrets. But I also just, like, there were a couple things I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to shout, "Hello, Big Buzz" at the start. Completely forgot to do that. I also wanted to refer to the Flesh Tent in any capacity, and we didn't whatsoever.
That's true.
So,
Sorry, listener.
we'll redo it. We'll just do it again.
Yeah.
He's bald, I'm bald, we're all bald. But who's the baddest bald of all? It's James and Brian's final call. The Balderarchy.
Who are our antagonists in this? I guess Bizarro, the dog. The dog didn't have hair.
That's true.
Or maybe those spikes kind of. It might have had hair, but between the two of them,
I'd say the dog.
Yeah,
Bizarro's like working on a mullet.
I'm putting Bugsy as the answer.
Bugsy parentheses crypto.
No, I'll know what it means.
Okay.
Books are hip hop.
Books.
Yeah, I feel a little hip hop, but more books. Top 10. No, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, it's like, again, like I feel like these are the hardest ones, and we've talked about this. Like, there's good ones and there's bad ones, and those make easy episodes. And there's ones where we just kind of like watch the episode, and this sucks. It's hard. It's really hard to be like.
No, I think there's also just no matter what, some episode is going to be somebody's like favorite episode.
God,
and
I know.
It's tough to say like, well, clearly this wasn't that great of an episode. Like, someone's going to be like, "What? I don't get it." But then a lot of those people will still just be like, they'll keep listening anyway. So we got you now. What are you gonna do? Stop listening? I don't think so.
This level of entertainment, you couldn't stop.
No,
if you
sir.
wanted to.
Okay, well, we're gonna do mail now.
Okay.
And then when we come back, I'll tell Brian the name of the next episode, which I've already told him before.
Fate. Wait, what is it?
Yeah.
Fate.
The hand of fate.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
I mean, no.
That yacht, that one small extra yacht, put it over.
We drop
What we drop?
our weekly yacht
Oh yeah, those.
into the comment box first. There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all
At least I am.
just Dylan Paula.
Like the Wii is accompanied by you just slowly spinning back and forth in your chair. Having a great time over there.
A great
I thought
time.
about just going like the whole time. I'm Frank Welker, he said.
I called a rose dog in here by weeing. That's not what
She
I
could
meant.
smell the Wii. If you want to reach out to us, we're going to change this.
Oh,
Did we
yeah.
decide we're changing this.
Oh, we're changing it.
When we watched World's Finest, while it was playing, Joker explodes in the ship at the end. Batman says at this point he probably is about pudding, and then as they're like lowering in the parachute toward the fire, there's just these like arms of fire, hands of fire that are just reaching, and you're like, prehensile explosion or something like that. And then we didn't talk about that at all on the actual podcast. But then at dinner afterward, we were like, oh my God, the fire hand at the end of World's Finest. Yeah. So I think it's time we change, because we keep going how long ago Cat in the Claw Part 2 was. So
all the way back.
Yeah. If you want to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can send a punctuated email or a 60-second voice message to batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on today's episode on the Podtower YouTube channel. But please don't spoil anything past this episode for Brian, okay? You can't possibly know what the name of the next episode is, all right? Don't tell him.
Don't tell me.
Don't do it. Pedro Enrique, thoughts on World's Finest. Hello, Jumanji and Bambi. Pedro here, the Brazilian blip on your analytics. So yeah, I had to take some time off watching the shows and sending emails because I had to finish my final thesis/capstone project. I don't know what you folks call it there for me to graduate.
That's hardly an excuse.
Yeah, I understand. Anyway, I finished it. I've done my final presentation and it was approved.
Clap, 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 clap.
But but because of some things that happened during COVID, I still have 3 subjects left to get all my credits. But I've pretty much finished getting my theater degree, a career choice that will surely make me a rich man in a few years. So I'm back for now. And since we had such a monumental milestone in the last episode, I'm going to share some of my thoughts on the 3-parter World's Finest.
Do it.
1, I love Superman. I do. I even loved binging 11 episodes so I could watch this 3-parter.
Oh my
God. Damn it, Batman just hits different. Having the first scenes take place in Gotham, effectively having Batman hijack Superman's show, sets up how their meeting was going to go. It felt good being back in the world of the Caped Crusader. Brian would agree. I would agree.
I would agree as well. Brian would agree. James would agree.
And
also
I would agree. And also whoever you
and
are.
Tim Daly.
Yes, Brian. Number 2, I remembered who was president of the U.S. in 1997, and the whole idea of Superman, one of the best, nicest, and most respectful heroes around, having to save Bill Clinton just a year before the Monica Lewinsky scandal was both funny and frightful to me. Number 3, Lois moves on fast, but then again, she has a type. What does Bruce have that Clark doesn't, besides full and completely drawn eyes? Number 4, so Bruce says, it's ironic, she likes Bruce Wayne and she likes Superman. It's the other 2 guys she's not crazy about. To which Superman responds with, too bad we can't mix and match. Damn, Clark, I didn't know you were freaky like that. I like it, though. Let's forget having jealous romantic triangles and start forming thruples in media. Number 5. In regards to the Bruce-Lois relationship, I think if these episodes came out today, some people would say Batman is turning Superman into a beta cuck. 6. Oh no, the Joker totally didn't survive the explosion. How sad. Can't believe this is his last appearance in the DCAU. Number 7. If these episodes were a dick measuring contest between Bruce and Clark, I think Bruce won, but I've seen the last Robin episode, and Batman's dick was way bigger, like 5'10" and 175 pounds, according to the DC Wiki. That's a whole lot of dick. Get it? The joke here is that the nickname for Richard, which is dick, can also describe a penis. Jokes are funnier when you explain them. But really, I love these episodes. Growing up, I mostly watched Justice League, so seeing the first meeting between Batman and Superman was awesome. Each show wove all the little parts of each other so well. The Clark and Bruce duel, along with the Joker and Lex partnership, was great. These are my favorite episodes of STS. I also would like to congratulate you guys on the live show and all the work you folks do to make this podcast and this community so great. Listening to you guys is one of the best parts of my Fridays. If I'm ever very lucky in the future, I'd love to go to one of the future live shows. I know it'll be worth it. Love you guys. See you next time, and stay yoppie. Thank you, Pedro. It's very nice.
Where in Brazil? Because, I got a buddy in Sao Paulo that I need to go visit. Maybe we'll just do our next one down there.
Dylan Pollock, Bizarro's World.
It's time for the Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock on Bizarro's World, or You Can't Go Home Again Without Killing Millions. Perhaps I'm misunderstanding. Lois is going to the cloning lab in the beginning, researching. That's fine. But why is she driving like a mad woman on a road with no barrier, acting like she's being chased? Because she's really just driving there. There's no need to drive like crazy.
Excellent point.
Also, it's weird it feels like this is supposed to take place right after the previous Bizarro episode, but it certainly doesn't. So has Bizarro just been walking through the snow for days or weeks or what?
Yeah.
And I wish that after Bizarro asked, who am me? The Brainiac in the Fortress of Solitude had spoken to him and been like, are you okay? Have you suffered a head injury? Also, why does it look like Maggie Sawyer isn't wearing any pants? Lois wears a pretty short skirt, and yet Maggie is like, I rushed to the scene. I just threw on a top and the longest coat I had. Anyway, I don't know how Bizarro knows what crypto is, but I love the sweet ending of Bizarro and his dog alien thingy. Let's get to the question of the week, James' favorite part. Cats or dogs? You got to pick one.
Cats.
Dogs.
Sorry, Brian.
Sorry, James.
Yeah, I know.
We haven't talked about Dylan's new dog, Harley.
Oh my God, yeah. That's a cute ass dog.
Who he's like Shepherd, and then Kimmy was like Rhodesian Ridgeback, and I was like, Rhodesian Ridgeback! And she's like, Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Oh.
And Dylan's like, Shepherd? And I'm like,
These are words for sure. And then I was like, dog.
My
like,
dog people get it.
So you're telling Dylan that he's wrong about what kind of dog his dog is?
Yeah.
Okay. This is from LexCorp Cares. LexCorp loves its employees. Hi there, dear friends of LexCorp. Here's a lovely call from your best business buddy, sent after years of careful planning and post-hypnotic suggestion from a chimpanzee.
Hey, Jock and Bronco with LexCorp here calling in. I just heard a few complaints about how the road store labs are like dangerous and unpaved and all sorts of things like that. And I just wanted to reach out because at LexCorp, that's not a bug. That's a feature. You know how some offices have like, I don't know, pinball machines or tennis courts or whatever pathetic things they have. At LexCorp, we provide excitement for our employees by making sure they have to dance on the razor's edge with death just to get to their office every morning. What's more fun than looking into the icy depths of the sea, knowing nothing but oblivion awaits you if you steer slightly incorrectly? You're not going to text and drive if you're driving to that office.
That's true.
All right, well, hope you have a good one. Bye.
I haven't been here in like a year or whatever, and I gotta go check it out now. Like, okay.
I hear the guard's not going to be there this time.
Yeah, there's one guy that lives here, I guess, and stands here every day.
No bathroom, no bottle of water, just a shotgun in his thoughts.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about how pretty it sounds in Metropolis right now?
I know, the birds were twinkling.
Twinkling?
The stars were tweeting in the background. The birds are on fire. This is from Michelle Salerno.
Hello.
Hello, Broomstick and Juice Box. Oh, last time I emailed you was in January. I was not even 30 episodes into the podcast. Well, now I'm a couple of episodes into season 2 of STAS.
Oh my God.
That was my very second run through of BTAS ever. I'm on a serious binge. Not going to lie, I just jumped ahead to listen to Yoppie Mail of the episode you read my previous email, and it got me so giddy I couldn't stop giggling to myself. I'm so honored to know Dylan Pollock now knows my name. No, you are Dylan Pollock now.
Yeah, welcome to it.
This podcast has been helping me get through life because I'm a college dick who has so much homework and house chores on top.
Eek.
Listening to you guys laugh and crack jokes gives the experience as if I'm in a conversation with my own friends. I'm working hard to catch up so I can share my comments and thoughts. Yop till you drop. P.S. I've been reading all the early detective comics and making a list of Batman's kill count. So far, The Dark Knight has a good few considering how little I've read. Here it is. And it's, let's see, it's like at least a dozen people he's killed on this list. Yeah. P.S. By the time you're reading this, I'm already caught up.
Oh my God. I was going to say that, like, you know, a binge is all well and good, but then it ends if you're like...
Yeah. We got a couple people in the Discord right now that are like, oh, I just listened to, you know, a random episode of Jump on the Bat-Wagon. Oh, I should have been listening to this all along. This is great. And then they start at the start. And then they're just telling me every day, like, oh, I'm at this point. I'm at this point. I'm at this point. And they're like going so fast. And I'm just like, you're going to get caught up and then go, oh fuck, now I have to wait 7 days minimum.
Yeah, listen to like
for the next
listen to like 2 or 3 a week. Like we're not going,
Yeah.
and I mean we're going forward, I guess, but like we're you know,
well, there's nowhere but down. Metropolis Mayor Franklin Berkowitz. Dearest Metropolitans, I'm obligated to warn you that Bizarro, Superman's imperfect clone, has a missile and wants to destroy the city. So we all might die, but the blue guy will possibly save us. What's that? I don't sound worried enough? Well, that's because I don't care anymore. We're getting almost killed every other day, and the last time I actually thought about it, I had an anxiety attack, so I don't even bother. Superman's going to save us any time now. Boom! Holy mother of God! Okay, that was probably him saving us, considering we're alive. At least I'm pretty sure we are. As I was saying, me and my therapist think I work a lot better when I don't worry about the end of the world. I just want you voters to know I'm a very smart boy. Please re-elect me. Seriously, being the mayor of Metropolis is my only discernible characteristic. I think the metaphysics of our world dictate I won't exist if I don't have this job. Please don't kill me. Yeah, you never see him otherwise. Ryan Hip Bizarro's World War III. More like World War Steve.
What?
Okay. Who knows, man?
Yeah, that's my bad, everybody. Sorry, people. Sorry, people. All right, so daylight savings has started or ended or something, and I broke out of the water tower. That's my lore, and I'm sticking to it. So welcome back to this. And it's everybody's favorite Extreme Makeover Metropolis edition. All right, Bizarro, move that, but no, not like that!
Don't do it! The people!
I do wish Bizarro stayed in the snow the entire episode so he could build a snowman and play his magic harmonica, and he and his hockey snow dad could get into all sorts of shenanigans. Find you a pet who loves you the way Crypto loves Bizarro.
Get off me!
And do play along at home. This week it was Mixtures Pixelated instead of The Hand of Fate, Sideshow, The Way of All Flesh instead of Mixtures Pixelated, and Catwalk, just like the far gone days of, gee, I wonder what premieres tomorrow. What? Excuse me? Okay, that's the question of the week from Dylan Bollocks. Could we please replace with... Great, thanks. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.
You know, if I knew what that was, and I'm disappointing you by not knowing, then maybe.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I can't remember the name of the character. but I think it's the boombox head dude from Gumball.
One moment, please.
There's this dude who's got like an old like beatbox sounding.
Look, what I'm going to do is go to the website where I have been looking through all the Kids WB schedules, and I'm going to look on the weekend for that shit, and we'll find out. This was
That's Juke.
Is it Men in Black the animated series? Is that the start of their? That would make sense if it's like all Will Smithy or whatever. Yep.
Oh fuck.
No, we're not replacing it. So anyway,
all that.
Yeah, this is from True Score. Hey, Job and Blow.
Well,
I've been listening to the pod since late January and have successfully caught up with you guys.
What
Insert
the
Brian
hell,
gasping
man?
and saying that was so quick, or what? How?
Oh my god!
But I've been watching Watchtower for years. Finally decided to check out the pod. You guys have helped me out a ton with some recent stuff, so thanks for being there even when you didn't know you were.
You're welcome.
This week's episode was all right. It's always just kind of fun when Bizarro shows up, but that's probably the most I can give it, just fun. Aside from Turpin's comment to Lois, figures, all the wackos come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know what you mean, but also they probably do if you know what I mean. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, here's some fan art. You can now say you're officially Lego figures. Included is the Bat-Wagon thumbnail, James Brother Brick, and good old bats with backgrounds and PNGs. Hope you enjoy. Would love to hear what you think. Sorry for the long first email. Sent from my Samsung bespoke 28.6 cubic feet smart French 4-door refrigerator with dual ice maker and water dispenser. I'm just gonna forward this to you rather than trying to show you on. These are awesome. I glanced at these before forwarding them to Brian, and I loved them. The details are exquisite on these.
Oh my god! Wait a minute. What's the?
So I had to confirm that these aren't like real. These are just like CG replicas of Legos, but it's still really cool. And it's still like it gives you it's very realistic.
That's amazing though.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's awesome. I like the my little dot mustache that's in the version of myself I drew for the thing.
Yeah.
And I like you also have looks like a little sweat mark or something on your forehead. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're juggling. You got juggling stuff.
I think it's like a bit of my profile picture on Instagram. I'm assuming that sweat thing is just my nose ring, like way out of place. How about that?
It might be.
This is ridiculous.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. This is from the Banana Baby.
Oh.
Goo Goo Gaga translation. Smooth.
Okay.
Juan Pedro says, I'm so incredibly happy that we got to World's Finest. I love how the DCAU laid all the foundations until Batman and Superman finally got to share the screen. The only thing that makes it better is being able to enjoy it, accompanied by this great podcast. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Juan Pedro.
Pretty great doing it with people live.
Doing it with people.
Doing it.
Ashley Tutchin. I hope everyone has a blast at the live recording. I wish I could be there. I mean, it's not like I'd actually fly all the way from Sydney, Australia to Big Eugene Bus, Oregon, just to stand atop a hill under the shadow of a tree looking down upon the festivities, my coat and scarf flapping dramatically in the breeze. That would be crazy, right? Still, if you should happen to look up and see a lone, mysterious figure watching you from a distance, hat pulled low over his face and hands stuffed into his coat pockets, who turns away dramatically and disappears into the night, call the police, because that's not me. That's probably some local pervert. I can't wait to hear what Brian thinks of WF. I'm glad the big day went off without a hitch. It sounds like everyone had a good time, and I really love that promo art. There's no doubt that this was your Live Aid moment. So when they inevitably make a Watchtower biopic, the opening scene will be Jamie backstage at the live event, leaning over a sink, trembling as he looks in a mirror. As the crowd cheers outside, he flashes back to the far gone days of the 1990s, where he receives a BTAS video for his 8th birthday. Don't judge me, but I've actually dreamed up a good 3/4 of this fake biopic. My mind is weird. Do you say biopic or do you say biopic?
I don't know. It depends the day.
It's a picture of a biography. It makes sense to be biopic. Why the fuck? Biopic sounds like a disease. I don't understand.
Or Lego.
Anyway.
It's like Walk Hard. The whole like Jamie's got to think about his whole life before he gets on stage to do a live podcast.
It'll start off right before the live podcast with me in that tiny bathroom in the Maud Kearns Art Center. Then when I leave there at the end of the movie to go do it, I just walk out there and it's me going, hey, where are the microphones? And then you go, oh my fucking God.
So we're going to skip over that.
And then the movie ends.
Did anybody get video? I know we got some pictures.
Yeah, if anyone has took any of that hasn't posted it on social media or whatever, we'd love to see things.
It's all a blur.
World's Finest has always had a special place in my heart. For one of my birthdays as a wee lad, my mom got me a toy btas Batmobile, which came with a free copy of the Batman Superman movie on video. It quickly became one of the videos I watched religiously, and I had no idea it was actually an STAS 3-parter until I bought the series on Blu-ray a few years ago.
Oh, whoa.
It feels like we're entering a new era, boys. It's like these two unique heroes have come together to form some kind of DC animated universe or something. Thank you, Ashley. Vitz says, I find it funny that Superman tells Batman, I won't have vigilantism in my town. Like, under whose authority are you working for, Superman? Very true. We got a damage report for World's Finest from Euphonium Star.
My God. Okay, hold on. I need to get myself ready.
Part 1.
I need to...
Small antique vase, glass cabinets, antique statue and plates, antique store owner, pretty sure he's dead, laughing dragon's feet, airplane phone, airplane door, everything that got sucked out the door, papers, books, pencils, phones, glass cups, etc. First National Bank, Mercy's face and head, newspaper stand, Lex's car interior, piñata, table, plates, glasses, skylight window, light fixture, plant, 2 more tables and plates, glasses, etc. Part 2. Tables, plates, glasses, suspended scaffolding, dragon statue broken into pieces, LexCorp lab roof, Superman's protective suit. Oh, we didn't talk about that in this Bizarro episode that they had again to have that moment of, oh, he's in the suits and now it's broken. You gotta break the suit. Dragon statue, more pieces broken off. Security TV, dragon statue melted by acid, lab doors, security room wall, LexCorp lab go boom, Joker's hideout, chair, wall, storage crates, lamps, pots, urinal, bottles, toys, sofas, pillows, etc. Mercy and Harley, Mercy again, the SS Atlantis hull. Part 3. Batman's jet wing, 3 cars, Daily Planet windows, 2 doors, T7 robot, printing press, LexCorp factory wall, Windows the big T7's breakthrough, Lex wing hangar door. The next one's just gonna be like, this wall Bizarro breaks, this roof Bizarro. Lex wing hangar door, 10 big T7 robots, factory roof, LexCorp Foundation building, 4 other buildings, Bat-Wing, Lex wing door, factory wall and cliffside, super T7 robot, dragon statue tail, skyscraper spire, Lex wing. I would also add Joker to the end of that.
Pudding.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus fucking
Christ. Wow. Can we get an applause for that one?
Yeah. That's a lot. Oh, God, we also had a Euphonium Star damage report for Father's Day. Lamppost, park bench, screen machine, arm turret and antenna, tree, rock formation, screen machine, saw arm, screen machine, Minerva, host, podium, tables, plates, glasses, chairs, columns, roof and wall, street, subway ceiling, more street, more Minerva columns, truck, Bergdorf store window and glassware, more street, 2 cars, more street, yet another Minerva column, another car, more street, ground and grass. I like how he's counting the grass that Calabac like hits when he lands or whatever. Noah O. I love the part where Superman gives Batman a big smooch. We were there. We saw it. Fiacre Horgan, quick little thoughts on World's Finest. Batman launched that one dancer in the cage into the stratosphere. Remember, everyone, Batman is compassionate except for when it comes to nightclub workers. They can eat shit and die. The Phantasm says the Batman Superman movie is very special for me as it was my first ever exposure to anything comic book related when I was 5 years old. Even though I've read World's Finest comics since I was a kid and still do to this day, it's still bizarre for me to refer to it as World's Finest Part 1, 2, and 3 because when I was a kid, I watched the DVD of the film all the time. I vividly remember just being totally enthralled by Tim Daly's kind and passionate voice and Kevin Conroy's intimidating and deep yet calming voice. Yeah, that's a common thing about when we get to Justice League or whatever, that Bruce Timm and those guys will always just be like, yeah, like on Super Friends, everyone just had the exact same, we talk like this, and we're the superheroes, and we'll go around. But like they wanted to make sure everyone had like a distinct personality type of voice, all that kind of thing.
Weird, kind of like real life.
Yeah, it was such a strange decision they've made there. Not first, but we have Mark Aquino, world's finest, a.k.a. big time crossover time, yeehaw, all day, let's go, we win forever, yippee, whippy, wee, wee, boop, boop, poopity, scoop. I'm making James say these things to make the crowd laugh. I know I joked. Sorry, I didn't say this at the thing. I know I joked that this was one that none of us were looking forward to, but come on, we were all looking forward to this. It's the big one, the biggest one, the biggity big one, the biggity biggity big one, the biggity biggity hot dog diggity one. Again, I write these to hear James say them out loud. You're welcome. There's so much praise here. For starters, I'm so happy that TMS was on hand for all 3 parts because the animation is so smooth and clean.
Oh.
Is it wrong that I consider this to be my favorite anime?
TMS on all 3 parts.
All 3,
but
do you
we know
say?
differently now.
Kevin Conroy and Tim Daly are so great together. They work off each other really well, and their scenes together, both in cape and civilian modes, are dynamite. The same can absolutely be said for Mark Hamill and Clancy Brown. Their scenes together are terrific as well. I imagine Bri must have been happy to see his man crush Bullock.
Oh, yeah.
And if we're talking about returning appearances, when Batman was parachuting down with Harley, we got the return of the fire hand at the end of the Cat in the Claw. It was in front of us all along. Bizarro's World, or Make Metropolis Krypton again. Phone rings. Hello? Yeah, I originally wrote my comment about the wrong episode and had to go back and change it. Why? Wait, what? I had it right the first time? So the Blu-ray didn't have the correct episode order and Max did? Both the streaming service and Brian's dog?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back and fix it again.
Max,
hey, famous. Bizarro Mark. Turns out we watched the correct episode the first time around. Max had the right episode order all along. Me knew it. If there anyone we can rely on, it David Zaslav and Brian's dog. They always write about everything. Me know just how to celebrate. Blows into kazoo. To the tune of the Elmo's World theme song. Banana Man says okay. It Bizarro's World. Well, I guess in this instance, streaming did beat physical media. I feel like I failed as a millennial. Anywho, I liked this episode. Not much for me to say, really. I still like their interpretation of Bizarro. Not so much a villain, but a tragic figure who just wants to understand who he is and where he came from. Also, the face of that little alien creature he thinks is Crypto reminds me of the titular monsters in the TV miniseries version of Stephen King's The Langoliers. Yes, that's true. Have you seen this?
Nope.
It's like a god-awful Stephen King adaptation. The Langoliers are these like weird floating monster ball things that terrible early 90s TV CGI. It's really bad.
Excellent.
Look it up. They're literally some of the worst CGI effects you'll see in your life. Boss Biggest Bear Hugs, the #1 podcast host in this year multiverse of ours, Jigglypuff and Boot Barn. Praise to our Lord and Savior, Dylan Pollock. Keep up the great work on your own podcast. Remember to tell Gab that she rules. Likewise, to all his loyal disciples, all the names. And of course, all the awesome sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours, you're all the absolute best. Don't you ever forget that. To everyone who's in attendance for the live show, hope you had a great time. Wish I could have been there, but your boy is broke and doesn't like missing out on emo nights in Philly. One is happening at the same time that this very live show is going on. Love the new Mr. Mixia Spitlick video. Everyone who hasn't watched it and who isn't Brian, go check it out. Although Dylan was correct that once we watch one more Mixie Superman episode, I'm pretty sure you can watch that video.
Oh.
But I'll have to double check that. I was actually really excited, like, wait, can Brian oh, fuck. No, not yet, but soon, or whatever. But yeah. Till we up again, Smoke Bomb that is put out by a big old whoosh because I just flew away. But then Dylan Pollock says first.
Oh.
And Mark had said, this is what I get for setting up a new computer at the same time as this, but fair enough. And Dylan said, I opened it up and did a brief John Travolta Pulp Fiction look around, and then I seized the moment. It's unlikely to ever happen again. Just Dylan going in.
All right. But also, I just did want to take a second and like thank the listener for just like always playing along with this.
Yeah.
Right? Because like so many people now for months have been talking about WF. And I know it's not much to like type like WF instead of World's Finest. Like it's actually shorter. Abbreviations generally work that way. But like, I don't know. It's just cool that like everyone still has like this heart and people are like involved in this show and people want to participate to that extent even, which again is not a huge thing, but it means a lot. So listener, thanks for just always being cool
Yeah, I thought that same thing because it's going to happen a couple other times where I'm going to want to keep something a secret from you. And I'm like, I tested it. It worked. Or whatever. they can be taught. They can do it. Well, I think that's the podcast.
Wow.
And you know it's Hand of Fate. You guessed it was Superman versus Clock King. I'll tell you that's wrong. And you get a special second guess if you want to put one in there.
Ooh. Let's see. Fate.
Jamie, choose the wrong episode more often so I get more guesses.
Who would have to do with Fate? So, I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be a choice. Wait, that wouldn't be Fate.
Wait, that's the opposite of Fate. I'm guessing it'll be a competition.
Well, like, maybe I'll still go with that. That, like, someone's, like, gonna, like it's a Lois thing. Ooh, what if Lois keeps getting like really in the line of fire and it looks like she's gonna die, and Superman's trying to save her, but it's like fate. It's the hand of fate. Like it's not actually
Superman just goes, if it's her destiny to just fucking die because she's stupid as hell, then I guess I'll just let her die.
Yeah.
Is it make that choice?
Is it that? Is that the episode?
Yeah, of course. And it's Clock King that's killing for the hand part. All right, well, we'll see you next week for realsies for the Hand of Fate, unless I'm stupid again, but I don't think I am this time.
Let us know, Ryan.
Now I really want to double check everything, but I don't.
Listener, Jamie has broken.
I am broke. Me am broke. Go away. Stop.
Go away, but come back later.
We'll come back next week, okay?
Okay.
Oh, bye.
This can be your new planet, a place to protect.
Me hate planet. It am empty. How can me be protector when no one here to protect?
Actually, I thought of that.
Crypto! Me am happy now.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, Brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Timm Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of The Cat and the Claw Part 2, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Podtower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.